Sarah, you mentioned your book, and I wondered if we can just segue a little bit. Here it is, Paper Love, and it is a searing exploration of your family, and in particular your grandfather and the relationship that he had before the war. And I'm wondering about the process that you went through to really both delve into your personal family history and then share it with others. I mean, we're now in a part of life when it seems the personal is the public, and it's hard to find the boundary lines. How did you negotiate that?
So the book traces the path of the woman my grandfather left behind when he fled Vienna in 1938. And I found her letters going until we enter the war, and then I find a way to actually continue to trace her. And her letters are devastating, and I layer them against the restrictions she's under, and it's a deep dive into what a regular person would have experienced. And I am the searcher in the story, and I really struggled throughout with how much to be a part of the story, because as much as I wanted you to find your way with me as I connect the dots, and I do it through 2 pregnancies, so I constantly say I'm growing little Jews in pursuit of lost Jews, but they, at the same time, my life is not as dire as hers. So, it's where memoir is not autobiography. You don't learn everything about me. I give you bits so you understand the emotional impact.
Rachel, when you advise women and organizations, what message do you give people about how much of their personal life they should be sharing and put into their work?
It's interesting. First of all, when you're working with donors, there's always a bit of a blurry line about how much you're friends and how much you're professionals. But I've also, I think that this question about our personal lives extending into our public spaces is much broader than, for us as professionals, as female professionals. I think it's actually, an issue that's a broader trend due to the digital age, and our personal lives really and our personal interests really define us. And I think that organizations need to recognize that the relationships with donors, their relationship with donors have changed. Donors' motivations for giving have changed. Whereas in the past, a donor would give because they felt a sense of responsibility or loyalty to an organization. Donors today give today because they have a personal interest in giving to a specific cause. They care about that cause, and they want to be a part of a solution to address and to create impact in that area. So I think that I always talk to my clients about building partnerships, and it's just a different way to approach the relationship. It may be very similar content, but it's coming from a different perspective.
We're in such an era of brand now. The word brand is bandied about just at such high frequency in a way that it really was not 5 years ago, and sort of internet, social media have played a huge part in that. But I come back again and again to sort of the core element of, what are your goals and what is your truth, essentially. And if you stay authentic and aren't trying to concoct a brand, but if brand is a byproduct of what you're doing and how you live your life, I think that is a much better and healthier way to embrace it. If you are constantly making sure you get just the perfect selfie for Instagram. I'm not saying you should post the first one you took that's bad, but it's a balance.
I'd like to build on that, because I think authenticity is what people really, really want. And we're in an era where we do try and curate ourselves, I think, a bit too much and only put out the pretty parts. And I think that for women in particular, this has an edge to it. I think that part of what makes, at least for me, effective mentorship, being a woman, is being able to have these very honest conversations that are about the vulnerabilities, that are about some of the places where we struggle, the places that aren't easy, as well as the places where we feel deeply confident, where we feel extremely satisfied and have vision and ambition. But I think it's that total package